Golf Central. Brought to you by Titleist.
The World Golf Hall of Fame announced its class for 2017, headlined by Davis Love III, who is fresh off the Ryder Cup earlier this month, where he captained the United States to victory. Love won 21 times on the PGA Tour, including the 1997 PGA Championship. He is also a two-time winner of the Players' Championship. Joining Davis is Lorena Ochoa, who played on the LPGA Tour from 2003 to 2010 before retiring at 28 years of age. She was the first Mexican golfer, male or female, to be ranked #1 in the world. Ochoa won 27 times on the LPGA Tour, including 2 major championships. So 5 names will forever be enshrined into the World Golf Hall of Fame, joining Davis Love III and Lorena Ochoa. Ian Woosnam, who won the Masters in 1991, 18-time winner on the LPGA Tour, Meg Mallon, and golf correspondent and commentator Henry Longhurst. And with that, we welcome you to Golf Central. 5 names receiving the ultimate honor in golf today. Ryan Bird joined by Tripp Eisenhower. And Tripp, the Hall of Fame, every other year now gets 5 pretty good ones. Let's start with Davis Love III, who gets the nod. We know him as the Ryder Cup captain the last couple times in the United States, but how about him as a player?
Yeah, there was his major championship. Of course, the rainbow that we saw that brings back memories of his dad. 21 career wins. 4 different decades, Ryan, he has won. And, of course, this is winning a Ryder Cup on 6 Ryder Cup teams. And there's the winning putt, raising the arms after that at the Belfry in 1993.
And he, of course, has been competitive as of late, but the winning Ryder Cup captain in 2016.
When Tim Fincham called me and said, "You're in the World Golf Hall of Fame, congratulations," I said, should I defer that for like 10 more years and be a little bit more, little older and a little farther along in my career? But ultimately, my dad would have been proud that that I upheld the traditions that he felt were so important in the game, and also played hard when I was on the golf course.
Davis, obviously you're coming off the Ryder Cup high in which you were the captain of a team. This obviously an individual honor. When you look at your golf career, was there a time when you started to think maybe I could be one day a Hall of Famer?
Well, no, when I started off, on the tour, my goal was, my dad always said, follow your dream and enjoy the trip. I had an incredible trip through my career so far, and I never really dreamed as a little kid. I wanted to make the putt on the last hole like Jack Nicklaus or Arnold Palmer. I wanted to be a tour professional like my father was. I didn't really dream quite that big, but I always worked hard year after year and tried to continue to get better, enjoy what I was doing. And then along the way, I learned a lot of great lessons from guys like Kite and Crenshaw out on tour, from being on the board of the PGA Tour, what it means to be a professional golfer and give back to the game. So as I got farther along in my career, yeah, it crossed my mind when I saw friends of mine going in. It's gratifying to be kind of at the end of your career and continue to get awards like this, to be in the World Golf Hall of Fame alongside so many great players that I looked up to, that my dad looked up to. I can't really grasp it. And I didn't really feel the importance of it until really the last couple years, but it really hit home with me at the Ryder Cup when Bubba Watson tearfully one night told the team, my 2 goals in life are to be a Ryder Cup captain and to be in the World Golf Hall of Fame. And it really hit me that, hey, maybe I'm on the brink of this, and here's a guy that's what he really wants out of his golf career, is to make it to the World Golf Hall of Fame. So I really feel blessed and humbled to be included in that group.
The World Golf Hall of Fame, it is subjective, Tripp. What do you think ultimately put Davis over the top?
Well, I don't think there was any question. Once he hit 20 majors, he had a couple of 20 wins, on the PGA Tour. He had a major in those 20 wins. I think he was already in the Hall of Fame, cementing it, of course, with the win in 4 different decades. I mean, that's amazing stuff. He won in the 80s, he won in the 90s, he won in 2000, 2010, and, of course, winning in his 50s at the Wyndham Championship a couple of years ago. There was no question Davis was going in the Hall of Fame sometime. Like he said, it probably should have maybe been a little later, but no, it's a well-deserved honor for Davis Love. And the other thing, too, is what he's done with the Ryder Cup captaincy. That's huge as well, Ryan.
You think that helps his candidacy?
Well, I don't. I don't think if he was ever a Ryder Cup captain, I think he still would have been in the Hall of Fame based on just what he did on the golf course. But let's not remember, as a former PGA Tour member, you know, all the times Davis was involved as a player advisory member on the board of player directors. There are 4 of those, and they're chosen off of the Player Advisory Council, and that's elected by your peers. And it is kind of a self-governing body, the PGA Tour is. The players are very involved in that, and Davis was also extremely involved in that with Tim Fincham over the years. So all the accolades, all the boxes are ticked for Davis Love. Like I said, I don't think there was any question he was going in regardless of the Ryder Cup, but that certainly helped, and Davis has certainly helped Ryder Cup teams in the U.S. going forward.
He is now on his way to the World Golf Hall of Fame, as is Lorena Ochoa, who also gets it done. But boy, she got it done in a quick period of time, a quick burst. Those 2 career major championships, 27 wins, but retiring at 20.
Yeah, she just said in 2010, I didn't want to be out there. You know, I want to go back and focus on my foundation and do other things. But, God, you mentioned it, Ryan. Those years from 2003 to 2010, a prolific winner, 27 victories, 2 major championships, 4-time LPGA Player of the Year, 4-time winning the Vare Trophy. You know, the accolades, she was the first to get past Annika Sorenstam with the amount of money won in a year, winning $4 million in 2008. So amazing stuff for Lorena Ochoa.
And if you judge the very best when they're at their best, certainly Lorena Ochoa deserving of the Hall of Fame.
I was about 13, 14 years old when I was brave enough to tell my coach and my family that I wanted to be the best player in the world. Annika, for sure, she's been always my motivation. You know, when I was playing in Mexico, I used to see her playing college golf, and I always said I wanted to be like her. And having the opportunity to play an LPGA tournament as an amateur really changed my life. You know, I decided that I belonged there and that I needed to really do, you know, everything that it takes to be with her, you know, to be with the rest of the LPGA players. It's really, you know, something that it's been wonderful. Being a member of the LPGA is for sure a beautiful thing, and I love to talk about it.
Lorena, 27 career LPGA Tour wins, 2 major championships, now headed to the World Golf Hall of Fame. Can you give us an idea of what you view your greatest accomplishment in golf? What do you think it is?
Having the opportunity to create a foundation. Now we have the kids in Mexico, the school that is from 1st grade to 12th grade, and 360 kids every year that we feed them in the morning and we give them free education. A great way to learn and get the confidence, you know, in life, to secure the future is really amazing. I understand, you know, and I think because of that reason, it was my #1 motivation when I was playing, being able to give back and to help the kids on changing their lives. I think having the opportunity to give a good example to kids, also golfers, new golfers here in my country, has been very special. I always keep in touch with the college players, with the professional players. Really good players are coming out. It's really, you know, many things. I love to say that when I became #1 player in the world, I was here in Morelia, in Mexico. Everything happened here in my country. So that was also, you know, probably my best accomplishment because I love to share with my people that day. It was a beautiful day. You know, the president came to give me the award ceremony, and to be able to share that with my fellow, you know, country, it was amazing.
Still to come, we hear from a Masters champion and now a Hall of Fame inductee, Ian Woosnam, straight ahead. Plus, Meg Mallon won 18 times on the LPGA Tour and 4 majors. So where does the Hall of Fame rank on her achievements? Find out next.